ourselves. Even the air in here feels nicer to breathe.
An entire establishment dedicated to unproductive and parasitical pursuits. A waste of station space.
Hello everyone, it's episode 40. Just some dialogue randomly started when I loaded my game, so I just didn't want you to miss it. Now, often, I've got this weird green glow developing over here. I don't know why that's happening, but anyway. Often with episodes that are multiples of 40, I like to, or multiples of 10, I sometimes like to
rise to the
step back and have
left in the dust.
You know, have a real sort of discussion about how I'm doing so far and all that kind of thing.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
You may not realize this watching this channel, but this episode 40 is being recorded on the 4th of April. But by the time you watch this, it will probably be like the 4th of May. I have played out these 40 episodes in like the last 5 days. The game just... it's excellent. And it really goes to show. Now, a lot of people have been saying, oh, this is by the same people who did Pathfinder. And to me, it shows me that these guys could make an excellent game when they're not shackled down by the D&D system, which I have always felt is completely awful. Well, completely awful is not fair. D&D is an old system. It's been around for over 30 years. It's not really changed hugely in that time. And it was designed for tabletop with a lot of DM intervention. It doesn't really work for video games. And it has some simplicity to it that makes it poor. Like the whole armor stacking nonsense.
Is there money to be made?
But here, of course, they've got a completely different system, and it's way better. There may be balance issues with it. Certainly the navigator is extremely powerful. I think some of my other characters may not come online in terms of power until I find the right gear for them.
See? Right there.
Oh. Holy crap, she's got amazing awareness to notice that.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
But anyway, the point is,
Let us not dawdle.
this is definitely a much, much better game than Pathfinder. Absolutely. And I think a lot of what dragged Pathfinder down was the fact that it was D&D. I could only imagine how good Pathfinder would be if it was using this system instead of Pathfinder's system. Do I... have my stat book equipped? I'm looking at the wrong dude here. I'm gonna have to carry around these stat boosts probably for the rest of my days.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Although a lot of these don't really seem to do much.
I always keep my options open.
I did it?
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Oh, we have a named character. She looks to be in her 40s and is surveying you with interest. Looking for something specific, buying or maybe selling? Don't be shy, just ask. Grandpa Buckevil says hello. That old rascal, I thought he'd croaked in the mines long ago. Still alive and kicking, you say? You wouldn't send his regards along with just anyone, you must have done him a good turn, and because of that, old Raz is going to give you a special discount. You have lost a 5 profit factor discount on items from the Fellowship of the Void faction. Lost it? Don't you mean gained it? She wants tech. Handling of secret technology by laypersons uninitiated in the omnisized priesthood is a category 8 blasphemy. You mean to threaten me, tech priest? Pirate's another word. Please, no need to be so crude. Yeah, I got a discount. The text was wrong. Oh, that was really awful, though. I was like, I've lost it? Nice, that means I could get up to... because I've got, like, 23. 6 to 10 times 6. That's a spicy auto pistol. Pirate chainmail. When the wielder attacks with any ranged weapon at 1 cell range, that attack also inflicts bleeding. Guess that's useful for the flamethrower? Okay, well, I mean, I obviously should just take the stuff. Serrated Greatsword. On a critical hit, the sword inflicts 1 stack of the laceration effect. For each stack of laceration, all attacks of the sword against the same target deal plus 10 damage. Okay. Don't think I'll be using that, but okay. Slows enemies and inflicts 1 stack of the fatigued effect. Okay, that's why. I'm like, this weapon is terrible. Why is it so expensive? Oh, this backpack grants the wearer +1 rate of fire with any burst weapon. That would be great for Argenta when she gets her hands on something good. I mean, the damage is solid, but wow, that's a really nice armored body glove. Oh, interesting. So just go in for a slash with, say, Abelard, get a few hits, and then you can kick somebody. Wow, each attack with this weapon decreases the target's toughness, agility, and strength by 4, even when parried or dodged. And I'm going to presume that that stacks. That's a boss mashing machine. Precinct Fox Relay. Wow, that's one-handed. 17 to 27 one-handed. I thought, oh, it's two-handed. It's not super great. No, it's not. It's one-handed. That's a monster weapon. There is some very nice stuff here. Let's leave it like that for now, but I will take these. Spicy meatballs. I could get this as well. 6 to 10 times 6. What is this? 5 to 8 times 7. But range 12. The other one was range 8. The other weapon is definitely better if a little shorter range. Still looking for a heavy bolter for her. I think her future is with a heavy bolter. Just laying down punishment with that. Where's old Tank Man? Oh, it's medium armor. So it's not only 50% armor, but it impacts your dodge way less. This is actually a fantastic piece of armor. I still feel like that's a good item. I feel like this is a better item for her. 35% damage reduction. I need to get rid of that. I need to get rid of that ridiculous buff or debuff, I should say.
The machine god grants the insight.
Is there money to be made? I always have a backup plan.
I'd love to get my hands on that Carnage axe. That looks like a great item.
Pay attention.
Master crafted power maul.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
That makes me wonder if we've missed something.
Operation successful.
Keep your wits about you.
Man, that text did not stay up long enough for me to read.
Let us not dawdle.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Oh,
Rough day?
You have no idea.
I just might. That's the second bottle you've downed.
Jai Hidari. Falco sends his regards.
And what does that unholy scion of a Grox and a Brahan want from me this time? Oh, wait, I don't really care. My sole plans for tonight are drowning my grief in a sea of Amasak.
We'll give you grief, all right. Get out!
Don't think so, Ashmak. And tell Falco to come himself next time.
Dari, I am tired of your mess. Out! Get some sleep. We'll talk about settling up later.
Okti Shireen, light of my eyes. Can't you see my soul is full of sadness? Have you no heart at all? Let go of your material concerns and let me grieve in peace. Have we met somewhere before?
yes we have. Only an audacious person would flaunt their wealth in a place like this.
Greetings, Shireen. With whom do I have the honor of speaking? Well then, here's to our meeting. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that you're someone special, since you've been granted an audience with the Liege of Footfall himself. It's always a pleasure to make the acquaintance of someone powerful. And the timing couldn't be better. Jai Hidari at your service. Professional trader, shrewd commercial broker, and, may he steal my tongue if I'm lying, the most honest dealer on Footfall.
Uh-oh.
Nonetheless, we all have our problems, and at times even one's many merits aren't enough to solve them. Perhaps it would be no trouble for a person with your kind of power and standing to assist someone with my kind of predicament. Goods of incredible rarity, Shireen. But it's not just that. 24 of my people lost their lives in the impenetrable emptiness of the void to acquire them. I cannot leave their families with nothing.
Ordinary smugglers do not dress so ostentatiously or behave so brazenly, and they are unlikely to spoil the mood of the leisure footfall with their mere appearance. Her cargo can be nothing other than Xeno artifacts.
I thought we were on the same page from the start, Shireen. Please accept my sincerest apologies if that is not the case, and allow me to explain myself. If I had told you directly, you would have become, shall we say, complicit. But since those illicit words did not escape my lips, you would hypothetically be agreeing merely to help me recapture a few containers. And if the Aji suddenly decided to thwart our plans, then all the Void Dogs would be unleashed on me alone. My sincerest wish was to protect you from any unnecessary trouble, Shireen. I swear, by the Exalted One. Ask as many as you wish, Shireen. You see, Shireen, there's one cardinal rule on footfall. Anything goes as long as it doesn't get in the way of business. I'm someone who's been able to exploit that rule to the fullest. And in recent years, I've hit it so big, I've become a speck of sand in someone's green eye. They used to throw small wrenches into my dealings here and there. Well, now they've decided to really put their backs into it. Some rats stolen my cargo and dragged it off to the seediest part of the Shadow Quarters. A crummy place even for connoisseurs of Footfall's unique atmosphere. When I asked the Leech for protection, we had a mutual misunderstanding. I believe Vladimir, in a most lamentable fashion, has forgotten his duties as guardian of the downtrodden and wronged. So I'm in desperate need of a new one. And you, Shireen, fit the bill perfectly. All I need is for you to drop by one dark corner of Footfall's Shadow Quarters and pound it into the thieves' heads that taking Heydari's property carries certain risks.
Jay seems to be a serious operator on Football. The Legion's refusal to help means the loss of a potential ally. So Jay is encroaching on his turf.
May the Exalted One bless you and your progeny. Then here's what we'll do. We shouldn't be seen together before we make it to the safe house. I'll head there first. I'll take my own special route so I won't be spotted. Right. Here. That's where those ashmags are keeping the stolen cargo. Out the bar, over the bridge, and to the left. There in the depths you'll find a small courtyard, through which you can get to the place. I'll be waiting nearby. You can come when it suits you. But the sooner you do, the better. I'll see you then, Shireen.
Is there money to be made?
Why is it that using a multi-key should be 100%?
Is an irrefutable certainty.
Rise to the top.
If you use a multi-key, it should be like 100%. Oh, there's a box back there. I missed the box.
I always keep my options open.
This loot goblin cannot miss any boxes. Cargo that junk. And that junk. And that junk. Any weapon that you end up with 1 billion stacks of is garbage. Meh. Meh. Those can go. Oh, I got a psychic body armor lying around. 45% armor. Base armor property, 3 times psi rating, which is 1. So that's 9%. Oh, 3 times 9% dodge if the willpower is more than 40. Which is kind of useless. So her dodge is already insane. Even with an armor penalty. But this way I get 30% damage reduction. Instead of 10, so an extra 20%.
I always have a backup plan.
What can I get you? It can't be you. Sister Argenta? I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. I serve drinks, lend an ear, and if it comes down to it, quiet the rowdy ones. The alchemical composition of the substance is known to me, but never before come across such an unusual application. This is moonshine, virtually unfiltered. Do it. It's the second time I've seen a noble drink the octane blend without wincing, but I won't offer you any more. The first was Caligos Winterscale. The head of House Winterscale himself used to come here often. Why are you so interested? You looking into her or something? Jay is pretty great. She's made a name for herself here in football. A woman who came from nothing, follows the unwritten rules of the place, and doesn't walk all over the weaker folks, and drinks like a fish. There's lots to respect. What, is she Scottish? Do you know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel that once belonged to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department, set up some kind of record-keeping overhaul, and make everything here follow a billion laws to the letter. As you can see, the martyr's endurance and its inhabitants got overhauled in the end. The Emperor is always with us, sir. Didn't you see the statue outside? Kinda hard to miss. Okay, nothing interesting there. I heard a tale from a tipsy Voidborn about a cargo barge. They exited the warp halfway between Forabundus and Avra's system and came across a shuttle wreck adrift. The shuttle was registered to the Inevitability of Triumph, a merchant ship that disappeared a decade ago. Here's another tidbit from you. Some poor sot was here bawling about how his crew tossed out a whole shipment's worth of cargo along with the trash, and it was his fault somehow. The ship he served on usually goes between Footfall and Winterscale's realm.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay. I guess we're done here.
Is there money to be made?
Let's go and hand in the Heretics quest. Although, bizarrely, there isn't a quest marker for here, so... Your request has been fulfilled. The cultist den in the shadow quarters has been cleared out.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
That was easy. Actually, I don't think there's anything for me to do there. Let's just get out of here. Let's go back to the ship quickly, because I've got an injury and I also need to speak to Argenta. Oh, it's Hendrix. Lord Captain. Greetings, Ontario. What do I owe you the pleasure? Our mutual duty to humanity. I have received some information that agents regarding the movements and actions of the enemies of humanity, including Xenos, that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds, this time yours, Lord Captain. By order of Lord Inquisitor Xavius Calzar, whose duty is to stand sentinel over the Cronus Expanse, the rogue trader of House von Valancius, to take aboard the agent of the Most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and support in deeds great and small that serve to safeguard the territories of the Imperium against its enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until otherwise decided by His Excellency Calazar. Would you mind translating that torrid verbiage you just unleashed upon me? The Lord Inquisitor has deemed that my presence aboard your ship and in your retinue would be significantly more beneficial to the fight against heresy and evil than return to my mentor's side. Cause of the activities of humanity's enemies, the cult of the final dawn. Heresy has taken region the route where the von Valancius worlds lie. You probably already know about the fate of the industrial world of Carva Gamma, but if not, I shall share with you what details I know, but not here. Let's kiss his ass. Since you're with us once more, I do hope you'll find time to finish our conversation about the literary works of Conlahar the Blessed. Everything. That is everything for the time being. Are you headed to the ship, or do you still have business on footfall? We'll just leave it as is for now. Well, can we go or what? Oh, somehow one of my characters teleported across the map, okay. Or he never came along in the first place. Tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel. Except there's an issue you should be made aware of. In studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator, I wanted to double check the route to Dargonus and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the Atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out and can no longer be used for travelling. The warp is rolling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colours. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Warp storms are enemies, just like heretics and demons. Shame they can't be dispersed with a flamer or a bolter. can now be certain that the problems with the astropathic communication in the Cronus Expanse is no coincidence. There's a warp disturbance in your way, swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. A world deprived of connection to its neighbouring systems in the Cronus Expanse infrastructure can rely only on itself, and the capabilities are often limited. Janus does not have a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, heretics, xenos, anyone could prey on the helpless planet. You are now new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence and try and carve up your protectorate so they can snatch a piece for themselves. The surface of Janus was altered extensively so the planet could be designated an agri world. A powerful food base capable of supplying the burgeoning protectorate and exporting provisions to the outer worlds. Industrial world, Carver Gamma is being managed by the governor of House Gaprak. And surprise your protectorate with rare minerals. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capability. Dargonus is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It's where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are. So it's the Von Valancius Palace. This is where you will publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Rediscovering the Agi world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without: food. However, there have been no problems on Janus for many years. Something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet.
Lord Captain? It is wise for a rogue trader to have caches where they can safely store important information. And utterly unwise to share the coordinates of such caches with anyone. Even one's most trusted associates. I'm afraid I do not know how to find the caches, but I can offer some help. Your predecessor used this numeric code to deactivate certain defense systems in her service. If I know Lady Theodora as well as I think, then I'm quite certain that she left her caches well guarded. In that case, this code will be useful to you.
Code. There a where is it? Newest to oldest. I'll start at the top. Oh, this is the letter. First, let me express my condolences on the tragic death of the most honourable Theodora von Valancius. The warrant has been passed on to a worthy and promising heir. These words are not hollow compliments, but rather the Inquisition's official opinion of your person. As fate would have it, you have taken the reins of the von Valancius dynasty in an hour most dire. So I greet you as my dependable ally and assure you of my favour. From now on you have a trusted friend within the holy orders of the Emperor's Inquisition, and a receptive confidant on who you can rely. Should the dark times ahead require you to make questionable choices, no doubt that such an incident will be examined in an exceedingly temperate fashion that rules out the most radical forms of judgment. Okay. That's awfully nice of you. I guess, is that like markers in my... Is that guy just doing a T-pose? It's kind of funny.
Me? Not a clue, Lord Captain. I don't know who Lady Theodora would have told about a thing like that, but it definitely wasn't me. Why would you whisper that to me now? Why? Lord Captain, I don't know anything about caches or Lady Theodora's secrets, but the voices have just reminded me about something. I was once given the chance to try some real wine. Lady Theodora gave me some. Not just any old synthetic booze, but her favorite plonk. She always drank it in her palace. It was golden in color, and its name was Flame of Purity. A silly name, but the flavor was so intense, and like nothing I'd ever tasted before or since. Apologies. It's probably not important, but I don't know anything more than that. Of course.
Where? Oh, she's like at the front of the... She's at the front of the bridge. Okay, we shall have our chat, but we will have our chat next time as we are out of time. So, that is it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time.